haven't really even looked at these brakes in years, but I don't put that many miles on it. Let's see what they look like here in a minute. Actually don't look too bad, but I've already got the new stuff to replace them. But we can look to, you know, they're not bad. Got a 1/4 inch pad left there. I want to put new wheel bearings and stuff in it because we're going to take it on a trip anyhow. I got new shocks I'm going to put in there. That way I have new shocks all the way around. So I'll start getting these brakes apart. Yeah, it looks like it's been leaking a little bit of oil out here in the front anyhow, so I know the bearings was going to need packs. So I'm just going to put the new ones in it. We can see that the brake line, the brake hose there, it doesn't look so good, so that's why I just went ahead and got some new hoses to put on it. Put a little bit of PB Blaster, some of these bolts, get this caliper off there. I'll be right back. Okay, these caliper bolts, it takes a 3/8 Allen wrench. Get them loose. Actually, that come apart pretty easy. Thought they'd be a lot more tight than that. As many years these brakes been together. Now I put ball joints in it probably 5 or 6 years ago, and I had all this apart then. It still had the original ball joints in it then, and I had to drill the rivets out of the top one, put bolts back in it. I cut the factory springs off to make it lower. See, actually them pads look pretty good, but it's gonna kind of let that hang there until I get the rotor changed. I'll change it anyhow, so. A little bit of play here, not much. Found my hammer. This hammer is a little bit overkill, but it's what was handy. Should have got my new caps too to put on. Everything else is going to be new, and I'll put these old caps back on there. Key here we got to pull out, and then we got to pull that nut off there. There it is. Give me a little pair of pliers. Come on around there. Get you straightened up here. Yeah, come on. Now, I probably won't put a new cotter key in it, but just in case, I'll save that one. And that wasn't very tight, but the bearings really wasn't loose. Washer in here behind the nut. Get that out. And put that in there because I'm going to clean that stuff up. Here's the inside bearing. And the outside bearing, I mean. Yeah, come on. That's right. Pull this whole thing off. Nice and brake clean. Spray on there. Clean that up good. Be nice if I had some drop spindles and get the front down a little bit lower. And I could put a stock spring back in it. These chunks of grease all over the place, that make a real mess. Uh-oh, I think the brake clean is empty. Another can. There's a little bit of carb choke and part clean. Yeah, it don't take that much to clean this up. Get out my inner bearing, make sure it fits on here. They actually listed 2 for it. I couldn't tell which one it was going to take until I got it apart. One said for heavy duty brakes and one said for light duty brakes, but they only show one kind of brakes. So we'll see. Yep, fits right on there. Get these bearings packed up. Get them in the new rotor. Get it put back on there. Okay, this is the grease we're going to put on it. It's high temperature disc brake grease. Got my bearings ready. This is messy, so put the gloves on for that. Yeah, they make special grease packers to do this, but just put some of it in your hand, squeeze it through. Make a big mess. So hot out here today, man. I'm sweating. Almost can't see. Think about it. This is messy. A little extra grease down inside here. Cover the race good. Put the cone side down. There's one. So we're going to go ahead and hack the little one from the front. Then we're going to drive the seal in. A nice big mess out of this. Put that up here. Almost get them off. Back getting grease. That ain't too bad. Now, I'll drop the seal. Seal's got a little flange on it. That's going to go up. Put it in there. Maybe a seal driver. Put it on top of there. Line this up, get a little hammer here. Okay, that's it. Seal's in there. You put a little bit of grease in and around that seal lid. Now, Now I'm gonna get my fingers in it again. Yeah, I like to kind of pack it in that rubber lip on that seal, keep it lubed up good. And I clean that surface off on the spindle with the cleaner. That's good there. Put that back on for a few minutes. I gotta clean the nut up and stuff or the washer up. It's going on. Just kind of lay that down right there. I don't know, I'm gonna make a mess, get it all over me. Oh yeah, that looks good. There's a little notch down in this that goes in a notch on the spindle. Keeps the washer from spinning. Got that cleaned up good. Here's a nut. We'll just go ahead and clean it just a little bit. This stuff evaporates quick. See, it's got notches in it, which the cotter key is going to go through this, through a hole and in the spindle, keep this from backing off. It just basically gets finger tight. Pretty good on that. Now, I'm going to put my pair of gloves on because I got to flip it. Put that inside, put a little bit more, pack a little bit more grease inside there, but I don't want to get grease on the brake surfaces. So hang on. Okay, I got it slipped up on there, put the front bearing in it, pack some more grease in it. So now we're going to put the washer on there. And we got to line this groove up. There's a groove in the spindle right there. Take the nut, put on here. don't want any play in it. We don't want it too tight either. We may end up having to back it off just a hair. Not sure. I'll have to give me another car key though. I'll look for one of them. Yeah, I'm gonna look at the one I had. Yeah, that's not too awful bad. I'll straighten it. Yeah, I think it'll go back in all right. Probably the hardest part of the job is going to be getting that brake line loose. Let's see, I don't know exactly where the hole is. Loosen it, tighten it just a hair. I'm going to loosen it back up just a hair. I know there's a hole somewhere. Yeah, there's a hole. Let's see how it feels. It feels pretty good. No play. Keep from getting grease all over it. I'm going to clean that cap up, get the old grease out of it, put a little bit of new grease in the cap before I put the cap back on. Bent one tail around out in the front. I'm just trying to get this other one out of the way there. I think it'll be alright. Really do think it'll be alright. So that's pretty much how you do the bearings. Spins pretty good. It's not any too tight, not any too loose. Because it wouldn't be if we back it up to another hole, it's going to be way too loose, and go another hole the other way, it's going to be too tight. Now, see what I need to get that brake line loose back there. Okay, here's the brake fitting that we're working on. Best is 7/16. The best thing would be to have a line wrench, but I don't have a line wrench. So I'm going to lock a pair of vice grips on it, break it loose, and then take a regular wrench and get it loose. I've sprayed a little bit of PB Blaster on it, so hopefully that kind of helps it out a little bit. If we get this thing locked on there good, not around it, all I want to do is break it loose. Not sure there. Ow. Ooh, that hurt. Oh yeah. There we go. I may bleed on them. It looks like the line's in good enough shape that I don't have to worry about it twisting my line off. Now I'll start losing some brake fluid. Now I'm bleeding too. I'm going to have to go get me a Band-Aid. That was 7/16. Don't fit it very good. There it is. I'll be back. Okay, got the line hooked up. Got the caliper on here, new line. I gotta put the new shock on it, grease everything. And then we'll be ready to start on the other side. I'll have to try again tomorrow. Okay, we're going to zip this bolts out of this shock here. Got a new shock here to put on it. Put these on the back. They really seem to work really good on there, so hopefully it works out pretty good here on the front. Got all the new brake parts on there. I'm going to grease all the ball joints and everything before I put the wheel back on it, but just about ready to go over to the other side and start on it. See what it takes. It shouldn't be too hard to get these things off of there. Been spraying some PB Blaster on it, and that's helped it come loose. I don't know how old these old ones are. I don't even know what kind these things are. I think they're pretty old though. The new ones come with new hardware, but hopefully this right here, I won't need it. That looks pretty good. I think that's good. Washer back on there. Washer there. This up here's the fine thread one. Yeah, I forget the thing pried up. This thing's got a lot of tension on it. Yeah, there we go. It's not a whole lot of room on the back side for the nut. It kind of fits in a little groove there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're good. There we go. That looks good on there. Guess I better try to grease these things up here a little bit too. The brakes look good. Get this stuff greased. I haven't got the brakes bled because I've got to finish changing them out on the other side. Then we'll refill it up and we'll bleed them. Just about it for this side. Yeah, I forgot what I wanted to do is I got some brake grease. I'm going to take these pins out and I'm going to put a little bit of this brake grease on these points right here that's on that spindle where that thing slides just a little bit. There's already a little bit on the slide pins. The way it helped keep it from sticking in there. Yeah, it takes a 3/8 Allen on these bolts. Made it easier to cut me a socket. It don't take much. Put a little bit more on these things. Help keep the brakes from sticking. Okay, there we go. Yeah, other than bleeding the brakes, this side's done. We'll go over and tear the other side apart. Okay, we got the wheel off this side, and the brakes on it really doesn't really look too bad on it either, but I've never seen a rotor drilled out like that before. That thing, it must have really been out of balance or something. But I got a new one to put on it anyhow. Put all new bearings in it, change the shock out on this side, grease up all the ball joints, and bleed the brakes. We'll be back on the road. Those wasn't too bad. Get us some PB blaster here. Go ahead and spray on these shock bolts. It's down inside of here. Let them soak a little bit. One of the main reasons I was doing this is because of the way these old lines, rubber lines, look. See, they're pretty bad looking. I'm going to spray some of this on that fitting up there, because that right there will be the pain getting that thing right there loose. I'm going to throw all the rest of it away. So shouldn't let it hang down there, but it ain't gonna hurt that hose. Then we'll get this cap off of here. Oh yeah, it's got some old looking grease in it. Get that thing cleaned up. Now it's got another cotter key in there. I'm about to get out. And this grease, it looked pretty old anyhow in there. Get some. If we're gonna see with that or not, there's a. Get a little bit of brake clean on. We'll spray in there. Yeah, there, see the end of it. It's been out here in the front. Two tails to it. Just don't see the other one at all. Yeah, it's because it was broke off, but there's that one. We'll put us a new one on it. This nut here shouldn't be too tight at all. At least the only parts I got to clean up real good is the nut and the washer. I'm not going to clean out them old bearings. I got all new ones. Just slide this whole thing off there. Just like that. Get that cleaned off a little bit, and we'll put our new bearings in the new hub, pack them with grease, and we'll be ready to put it back together. Yeah, it's hot out here. It's got sweat. My glasses can't hardly see. It may start raining any minute too. See if we can't get these on there. Make us a mess here. Get that squeezed in there good so it comes out this side. It's messy. Pack some in here. Ready to pack the front one. And we'll put the seal in it, flip it over. big mess of them. Grease all over the place for one half. Oh crap, grease on there. Oh, we'll have to get these off. That's where I didn't want the grease. Okay, get this seal here in there. Put a flange up. Got a handy dandy tool here made for it. Down here. Here we are, flush all the way around. Okay, let me a little bit more grease in around the lips of that seal. It's the way I like to do it anyhow. Yeah, not quite ready to put it on. Gotta get the nut cleaned out. Old stuff off of it. Gonna be wearing half that container of grease by the time I'm done. Just nuts got, it's called a castle nut. It's got these notches around there. It goes on this way for the cotter key to go through, keep it from backing off. Knew I was going to do that. Okay, that's pretty clean. Washer's clean enough. That'll be a start. Okay, we got the new brakes and everything on this side, the new rotor, wheel bearings are all packed. Got the new line hooked up. Getting ready to zip off this old shock here. And we'll put this new one on here. Be back in a little bit. Okay, got the other new shock on, got everything greased. All the joints and the A-arms and ball joints and tie rod ends they get. So now we'll have to bleed these brakes. I'm gonna work on the back ones too, but we're gonna have to turn the truck around so we can get into the back ones. We may as well go ahead and bleed these, and may not have to do anything hydraulically in the back, but we'll see when we get back here.